Okay, so did you want to start off with a brief introduction, just like the community you're from, what year you participated and in what program you participated in, and your name?
Okay. My name is Dehmin Eshk. I'm from Mokwemekong, and I participated in OLI in 2015 and 2016.
How did you hear about the program?
The OLI program or the OLI alumni program?
Both, but let's do the high school dance one first.
Well, actually, I didn't hear anything about that. I happened to just be signed up for it in grade 9. I didn't know any of my classes, and I just showed up, and it was a dance program, completely out of place, I felt. Yeah, but it ended up being great. I stuck with it, so yeah.
Mhm. And then how did you hear about the alumni?
I was in the OLI alumni Facebook group, and I seen one of the ads, and I just decided to apply.
Cool. So were you familiar to OLI before you joined the class?
The No, actually, I've never heard of it before then. It
Oh,
was, yeah.
was that the first year it was in Wiki?
No, it wasn't. I just happened to not, I guess, have seen any of the dances or heard about it.
Okay. Okay. Did you make any connections between friends and or mentors throughout the duration of the program, and do you still have these connections?
Yeah, I made a lot of friends. I had a mentor in the Future Leaders program. I actually didn't reconnect with any of them, but I'm looking forward to meeting them again.
Yeah. Was there any notable changes in yourself, like before or after the program compared to before the program?
I think I learned a lot of life skills, like time management is very important. I learned that the hard way. Self-discipline was another one. I think the program teaches you a lot of those that you can apply later in life. I think it's important to learn that early on, and I think that's a good thing.
Okay. Does the fact that OLI focuses on First Nation youth and communities, do you think that made it more impactful for you?
I think it made it a lot easier to make friends, and it felt a little bit more like home, especially when we went to the camp, especially since we're like away from our family for a long time and you are on a vigorous schedule learning all of these dances for the show and stuff like that. I think it really did help with like feeling connected and being able to like see familiar faces and stuff like that. um, I don't think like anyone was really too nervous about making friends or meeting new people. I think that was one impact of just it being First Nations.
Yeah. So what was your experience like? Like, was there any memorable times that you wanted to talk about from at the camp or the performance or anything like that?
I think the most memorable part, or like the one thing I always remember, is before the show, the day before the show, when we do rehearsals. It's a very like tiring day. You get up so early and you're on a bus and you get to the stage and it's just rehearsals over and over and over again. But I think that was even though like the show is the big part, I think that was the fun part because it was a little less stressful than the actual performance day. But I think that's one day I always remember.
Yeah. How did the performance go? Were you nervous?
Oh my God, I was so nervous. I was so nervous to like mess up, especially since it's a good thing they stuck me in the corner because they put me in the front, but they put me in the corner where it was kind of dark. And I did actually end up missing one step, I think. And I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to see this on the video. I know they're recording. And they did. They caught it. I could see it on tape. But yeah,
Yeah, it's just always there.
yeah,
Would
it's always
you
there.
what would you say to anybody who's considering taking part in an OLI program?
I would recommend it. I would highly recommend it. It's very fun. You meet a lot of people. You'll learn a lot of great skills. And I think when you come out of it after the performance, it's a little overwhelming, but it's a lot of like gratitude, realizing yourself that you pushed yourself to do this and stuff like that. So I recommend it.
Yeah. Has OLI had any long lasting impacts on your life or your career or anything?
I would just say the skills that I learned, like self discipline, time management in high school, I feel like I never really had any of those. And because I had OLI in my grade 9 and 10 year, I really got to learn that like ahead of time, I think, which really helped me throughout university when I.
Can you hear me? Sorry about that. Are you guys having like crazy wind right now too?
Yeah, that's probably why our internet's a little funny today. I don't know.
Are you in Wiki?
No, I'm in Sudbury.
Oh, okay. All right. What were you saying? You were talking about, I think, you were just talking about like the impacts of OLI, right?
Yeah, but I think I finished that. I said like time management, self-discipline.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to say to OLI?
Um, I don't think so.
Like a thank you message or something.
Oh shit.
Or...
Okay. Sorry. I just wish I wrote this down. Literally, I wrote down all of these things.
So prepared. You're like the most prepared out of all the interviews I've done.
I don't even feel prepared. Like I feel really stressed out. Like I'm writing these all. I'm like, this, like enough. Okay. Do I have to do a thank you?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll stop recording.